Our first guests on the show today are from Jackson College. We have from the Business and Technology Department, Angel Fonseca and Diane Hill. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks.
Yeah, great to have you here. A lot of energy on the campus.
Yes, it's our first day back also this semester, so convocation is today, and then we have our faculty learning days starting tomorrow, and then classes open on Monday, so.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool things welcoming students back, but also a lot of cool things for the staff. I heard there's a little picnic that you guys...
The backyard bash?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we were supposed to have it at Dr. Phelan's, but then the weather wasn't so great, so we had it on campus. So.
Nice. Well, great. So we have an exciting new energy because there's all kinds of new things. As students and staff return for the fall semester, they're seeing brand new, the air station.
Yes.
The fitness court.
Yes.
And new programs.
Yes.
And new grants.
Yes.
Awesome. So just last week we've heard about two large grants that are going to allow the college to provide more in the way of education.
Yes.
Today we're talking about a grant from the National Science Foundation for blockchain technology.
Yep.
Great. Well, all of us here at JTV are wondering, what is blockchain technology?
Well, interestingly enough, firstly, I'd like to thank the National Science Foundation. Community colleges are largely overlooked for a grant from them because they're normally awarded to larger universities that have research foundation and all of that. And we were part of a mentoring group that helped us write. So Diane and I learned how to write our grant, and then we got some feedback, and then we rewrote the grant, and so we were super excited to get it approved. Blockchain in particular is a new type of technology that's kind of a decentralized database, is probably the easiest way to think about it. And it is, it's called immutable, but it means it can't be changed because every new record that's added keeps all history with it.
Okay.
And so as that keeps getting added to the chain, it's less able to be modified, therefore should be more secure. We all know with technology there's someone who's going to try to break that, right? So we have to learn all about that, not just the new innovative technology, but also ways to prevent it or protect it from being tampered with. That being said, blockchain has been around for a long time. It was actually invented, and most people associate it with
cryptocurrency.
Yes, because it was invented for Bitcoin. What has happened since that time in 2008 was the use of other technology, other industries to use that technology to store records. So it's a transfer of ownership is really what it's being used for, and there are 4 different types of blockchains. There's a private and a public, there's also consortium and hybrid. And so it's not just one big blockchain. There are different types. So you might have one in supply and chain, in the supply chain. You might have another one that energy companies decide to use, health companies. And so if you have a MyChart here and a MyChart there and a MyChart here, and they all participate with a blockchain, you as the patient may be able to own your entire health record at some point in the future. So our challenge really is that we see this technology is coming, and not a lot of people know a lot about it. And there are some larger employers who are adopting it and using it. Walmart's been using it for years. Illinois, the state, saves all of their birth records and marriage licenses and driver's licenses and all of that on a blockchain. So it's got financial industry, supply chain, agriculture, government. Some educators, MIT is issuing their degrees using a blockchain. They don't have you don't have to go to the national clearinghouse to get your certificate from them. Because it's invading all these different areas, and the adoption rate rivals that of the internet back in the 90s, 80s and 90s, we want to make sure Jackson has a place in this new technology, that we don't get left behind. So we're trying to take these next 3 years to learn as much as we can, to partner with industry in our area to figure out who is most willing or likely to transfer their record keeping into this type of technology, and make sure that we are equipping them with technicians who can actually help them move into that leading edge area.
Yeah, so Diane, people might be most familiar with blockchain by some things they've seen in the news Amazon and Google, they have these giant farms with computer servers, and they're sucking up tons of electricity. And the crypto farms, they too are just computer after computer after computer using up electricity. Is that the most visible demonstration of what blockchain is to someone like me?
I'd say that might be what you see as most visible. What we'll see is in the technology departments, it's in their infrastructure. Depending on what crypto is used, some are more energy saving than others, like Ethereum is a more energy saving technology. There's some old school people who like to stick with the older type of mining. Still lots for us to uncover. The first year of our grant is about even more professional development. So our grant application took us 2 years to get approved. From year 1 to year 2, there were massive changes in the industry. And I'm sure since we submitted it, and even in the past month, there have been more changes. So to answer your question, we still have more research to do ourselves too, to make sure that we can be at the forefront to help other people in our area especially.
So you have to learn before you can teach.
Correct.
It was written into our grant, actually.
So eventually and ultimately, how will this serve students? What kinds of careers or degree or certificate programs do you foresee ending up a result of the grant?
Well, we wrote into the grant, the first part of the grant is for us to get training, right? So that we can learn, the new technologies and whatnot. And then we also wrote into the grant developing 3 new courses and 2 certificate programs that students could achieve, as a result of taking those new courses. So we're hoping, not only to get maybe new students coming in that would get the certificate, but also, employers sending their employees to us for that extra training, that they can put into practice right now.
So we here in Jackson will be on the cutting edge.
That's our hope and our
hope.
intention. So between year 1 and year 2 of us developing this grant, we went to Cornell and we're blockchain essentials certified. But there's so many levels, like there's so much more for us to learn. And so for us to curate that, to figure out what industries in Jackson are looking to be most cutting edge and who we can help best. So part of that, focusing the curriculum that she had mentioned, will depend partly on who we partner with, what industries are most interested. So we can be the best resource for those in our area. A lot of what we discovered about education out there currently for blockchain isn't already accredited, and ours will be. So that's another leading edge thing for us to have accredited. That's why we will be able to issue certificates. Exactly what they contain in them will depend partly on our partnering with people in Jackson.
And what we learn ourselves,
Yes.
Yeah.
right, from the professional development. So
It's so new. That,
it is.
So new.
So will this dovetail, like what you're learning now, are you going to be able to build that into any of your current classes?
And even what we were talking about today with Jetway. So one of the things that we wrote into our grant early, some vague language to give us a little bit of flexibility, but one of the things we really want to do is to be able to provide a module for even our own colleagues to be able to put, because it's so industry wide and so many people know so little about it. We want to make sure that we are doing the digging and the hard work to say this is what you need to share with your students so they'll be ready, because we don't know how this unfolds in 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years from now, and we want to make sure that we're laying the best foundation now for whatever evolves later. It's emerging, it's changing every day, so we need to be fluid and responsive to that.
And we've already added a module in our database systems class that we offer. And so that class is offered this fall. And so last fall we put a little module in that course. And actually some of the textbooks out there even cover blockchain now, which is, the newer textbooks and whatnot.
Well, I think it's pretty progressive of the college to go out looking for these kinds of things to bring into the campus and stay on top of things.
Yeah.
It's got to be, I think particularly in this field, it's got to be really hard to keep up.
It is, technology is always changing, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like every time we turn around, there's something new, and we just want to make sure that we are providing that foundation so that we keep all of our community on that leading edge as much as possible.
Awesome. And it's still time for students to get enrolled and start taking classes at JC. what class are you most excited about this semester, Diane, that is on your calendar?
This will be the second time I've taught that database systems class, and so I'm excited to, teach it again for the second time, right? So, you learn, how to do it best, after you've taught it once. But particularly being able to add what we learn, or what we've learned, in the last year about blockchain and putting it in that course for sure.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on getting the grant.
Thank you.
And keep up the great work.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
And thank you
much.
for having us.
Yeah, we'll be excited to hear how things.
Yes, we'd
yeah.
love to bring it back, like
Yeah.
when we have a little bit more to share of this is concrete now. Here's what we have.
Please do.
Yes, absolutely.
From Jackson College, getting the next semester underway, Diane Hill and Angel Fonseca.